Hello, fourth graders, and welcome to Unit 4, Session 3.2, Building Angles Discussion. Now, if you do not already have your math workbook out in front of you, please go ahead and pause the video and get that right now. And I want us to open up to page 211. And we are going to look on page 211, this page right here, and we're going to talk about what strategies we use to determine the measure of these angles noted in number 1 and in number 2. Okay, so we're on page 211, and again, we're going to talk about the strategies that you may have used to determine what the measure of these angles for number 1 and number 2 are. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So let's look at number 1. It says, how many degrees is this angle and how do you know? So we're going to be looking at this angle right here. So you may have used your power polygons. I'll go ahead and get our little power polygons ready to go. Okay. And you may have used your power polygon J. This is our J power polygon. Okay. And you may have said that this angle right here is the same size as the small angle in polygon J. Let's see. So we know this is a big, right here, this is the big angle for J, but this right here is a small angle, and this is a small angle. And let's see if this angle fits perfectly right here. And it sure does. It definitely fits perfectly. So 3 of the shape J's makes a right angle, which is 90 degrees. Let's see. Let's see if 3 of our shape J small angles right here, if they make 90 degrees. Let's see. What can we do? Well, I can see that if I put 3 of our J's together, I see that it does make a 90 degree angle. But it didn't take me 3 of my J's to fit into this one little angle. It only took me 1 of my J's to fit. So if 3 of these J's equals 90 degrees, and I only needed to use 1 of these J's, what does that let me know the measure is of this angle? If you said 30 degrees, that is exactly right. So this angle must measure 30 degrees. Okay? You may have used your little O's. Okay? And you may have said, well, I remember that we figured out the little angles in shape O are 30 degrees. So this angle is the same size as little o, so it must be 30 degrees. Let's see. It does fit perfectly right there, and we know that polygon O measures 30 degrees, so this angle must measure 30 degrees as well. Now, if this measures 30 degrees, and we just realized that this polygon, the small angle, measures 30 degrees, they should be equal. Those angles should be equal. Let's see. And guys, take a peek. They are. They fit perfectly on top of each other. That's something to remember. All right, let's look down at question number 2. Question number 2. And question number 2 wants to know, how many degrees is this angle? And how do you know? How do you know how many degrees is this angle right here? This is problem number 2 on your student activity book, page 211. Okay? So you may say, well, I know that when we solved problem number 1, that the small angles in shape O are each 30 degrees. And 2 of these fit right here on this angle. So if one of these small ones are 30 degrees and it took 2 of them, then I know that 30 degrees plus 30 60 degrees. So if you were able to say this angle right here is 60 degrees, that is exactly right. You may have also said if you put this angle and one of the small angles in shape J, so we'll get our J polygon, okay? If you put this angle and one of the small angles from shape J together, this and this. Notice what I just did. I used this angle and one of the small angles from shape J. I put them together. And we know that that gives me a 90-degree or a right angle. So the small angle in shape J, we know is 30 degrees. We learned that from problem number 1. So 90 degrees minus this 30 degrees equals 60 degrees. Now that's just a few strategies right there to help you while using your power polygons to measure these angles. You may have used something completely different. We will be working on more of these types of things where we measure our angles, and definitely use these power polygons. Use them. They will work for you amazingly. Okay? All right, well that's it for this session. I will see you next time. Bye for now.